Hey everybody, what is going on? Apologies for missing last week's video. I was dealing with some personal stuff, but we're back at it now. So, what I wanted to talk about today was how I go about planning a kit bash before I actually go about assembling, painting, doing the whole rest of the actual stuff, which is rather straightforward. How do you get an idea for a bash? How do you get inspired? Things of that nature. And how you might be able to train those skills for as little as $0. While I'm talking about this, I've decided to put on sort of a brainstorm session that I had while I was thinking about kit bash ideas for my tech priest Manipulus, who's going to be one of my scratch bashed tech priest characters, following in my mission to scratch bash all of my named tech priest characters. So if you already have some bits and you want to get a brainstorm session going, the first thing you're going to need are your bits. The second thing you're going to need is perhaps your favorite adult beverage enjoyed responsibly. So I chose a nice IPA here. But regardless, once you have your bits in order, and I'm not saying you need to have the specific parts taken out already, just a couple of kits that might spark some inspiration, spark some joy, some stuff that you think has potential, some stuff that you think you could be useful and doesn't necessarily need to be. So I just got a whole bunch of stuff here and I'm working through it. I have an idea, I have a concept for this character, and that's kind of the important thing to have first, because it'll really describe what you're gonna need in order to make that model in 3D physical space. So this character is a tech priest. So we got add mech, we need some mechanical bits. We need probably a couple of mechadendrites, some servo skulls, sci-fi stuff like that. But he's also a religious fanatic. So I wanted to pump that up to 11 with this character. So that means taking religious iconography, having a lot of like books and tomes and scrolls, purity seals, and things like candles. I decided I wanted one of his themes to just have a whole bunch of candles around him, because why not? It'll look cool. So once you have a general concept like that, it doesn't need to be super fleshed out or anything. You can start assembling bits that you think might be interesting and might work out well for that character. So I have the Age of Sigmar Celestial Hurricanum, and that is really one of the main sort of elements that I'm going to be using in this kit bash to make up a majority of this guy's pieces. It has a lot of cool sort of pseudo-religious iconography, a lot of skulls and good stuff like that, tomes, books, things of that nature. I thought it would be a really good jumping off point for the kit. I also have a Chaos Space Marine Dark Acolyte pack, which has a lot of really nice sort of pseudo-religious things that is a little bit chaosy, but most of it can be kind of shaved off or cut away in a way that shouldn't be too obtrusive to the final product. I also just have my various bit bags and other just parts of bits I've accumulated that I think might be useful. Heads is a really important one, arms, weapons, things of that nature, just random accessories. And then I also have the GW skull set, because oh man, that has some goodies in it, and all of them are skull shaped. It's a $30 kit and it comes with like 200 skulls or something like that. I think it might be one of the best value buys for a kit basher, coming directly from Games Workshop themselves. Anyway, I'm just like looking through the different sprues at this point, trying to decide what is going to go together well, what I can sort of construct. And at this point, having the target model in mind, like the actual thing that it's supposed to represent, is really important, because that'll dictate the dimensions. You want to make sure you have the correct base. The Tech Priest Manipulus sits on a 50mm base, which I happen to have a spare of. So I use that to kind of build around and figure out the construction of what I want this character to look like, how I want to set up things, and how I want to proceed with the construction that'll end up with maybe not a super similar silhouette, but it should be roughly the same height, and it is going to be on the same base. And those are the two sort of most important aspects when substituting one model for another. Now you might be saying, hey Toasty, I'm kind of new to kit bashing. I don't have a ton of bits. And that is one thing about this strategy that I'm doing right here, is you need some sort of backlog. You need a bin of bits. You need to have bits in order to just sort of like free form build like this. But you don't necessarily need to have them on hand, because you can always look at bits virtually. The Games Workshop website itself has sprue breakdowns. They have, of all of their product listings, they have images of what is on the sprue, at least as long as it's a plastic kit. And if you're going to be doing kit bashing, you probably want to be doing it with plastic kits, because kit bashing with resin it's kind of a hassle. So if you look at any of their plastic kits, you're going to see specifically what is on the sprue, and as you look through the catalogs, I honestly just spend a lot of time just going through all of the different factions and seeing what is available, like what looks cool, what do I think I can use, anything like that. And then I, make a note of it, take a look at the sprue, see if it's something that looks like is plausible to use in my build. Or if not, maybe I could find an alternative somewhere else in a different kit that might have a similar effect or something like that. So after doing that, I open up my spreadsheet and start building a parts list. And this is all during the brainstorming session still. Without the physical bits on hand, I would make a spreadsheet. I would name the character model, name the base size it is, name the approximate height it has to be, and then just start putting down a bunch of different links to different kits, different parts, third-party models, bits, everything of that nature. Anything that I think could be useful, I can do this all online before I buy anything. Because the next step after that is going to be sourcing the parts. And to source the parts first, you need to make some decisions, which is always, kind of the hardest part of a build, is you need to actually choose which direction you're going to go for your model, which is much easier if you have bits on hand. I'll admit that much. If you have the parts in front of you, it's easier to pick a direction when you can kind of feel them in your hands, put them on the base, dry fit things together, see how they might work, see what isn't working, what might need to be changed. And it's much easier to make changes on the fly if you already have this sort of stash of bits available. But if you don't, that's all right. That's what the spreadsheet is for. Just go through the spreadsheet, pick your favorite sort of concept. I usually group mine like into groups of links. It's like, this is one way I can build the model, and then there's like, 5 or 6 different links to parts that I'd want or need for it. And then there's like another way I can build the model, and there's another list of different parts that I would use for that build, and things of that nature. If you can kind of organize your build efficiently, or at least in a way that makes sense to you, that's something that makes sense to me, and that might not work for everybody. Everybody's different, but some form of parts list should be able to coalesce, and then you can specifically purchase those parts from a bit store, from eBay. Your local game store might have a bits box available to check out. Other players in your community might want to, trade, or you can buy it off of them, just spare things that they don't need. There's a lot of ways you can source your bits. Whatever is the best for you works. What I am using here is not precisely that method. That is what I did at the beginning though. But after that, after I got a little bit more into the hobby, I figured I needed to start a backlog of bits, which is why I got the Celestial Hurricanum, because that thing is a veritable paradise of bits. It's a bigger upfront cost for sure, and I haven't used nearly all of it yet, but there's a lot more that I want to build with it, because it's a huge sprue, it's a huge kit, and I think there's a whole lot of potential in there for future builds, as well as with this project that I'm building right now. Same with stuff like the Dark Acolyte kit. I think there's some stuff that I'm not necessarily using for this build, but I think could be really cool in other builds down the line when I want to kit bash something different. And that's really the benefit of buying for bits. sometimes you don't always want to buy full kits. It gets really expensive really fast. But there might be like certain things that really jump out to you and really are like, okay, I can make something really cool with these kits. And then if you can, you know, financially support it, of course, it might be worth to pick up. Just keep it in your backlog until a day when you bring it out, which for me, for these two kits is today, to build this Tech Priest Manipulus and his little sort of assistant guy. But that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed me waxing philosophical about the kit bashing process, hopefully it was helpful to you to aid your journey into kit bashing and not be so intimidated by the fact that you need all of these things lying around when you really don't to get started. And if you did like the video, be sure to leave a like or a comment. You know, what's a kit bashing project that you're really excited to get started on? I would love to hear your conversion ideas, because I'm only one person and I have some ideas, but I don't have that many. And if you've been enjoying the channel thus far, remember to subscribe so you don't miss a single one. Other than that, thanks for watching. And hey, remember those Night Haunt Rust Stalkers I built a couple weeks ago? Well, I painted them now, and let's take a look. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.